Welcome to my ninth presentation for the team of purchase and contracts functions. And the topic is your contract negotiation team lacking the competence needed for high stakes deals? Overall, this is my 83rd presentation covering all the YouTube presentations that I have made so far. What I plan to include in this presentation are examples of the contract types for bottom materials and SITC, supply installation, testing, and commissioning type of contracts in the manufacturing industries, to 60 types of manufacturing processes, an overview of the set of 40 competencies for negotiations, classified under 5 types, competency wise skills under each of these 5 types, who should negotiate contracts, levels amongst negotiating core team professionals, 4 illustrations of matching the competencies with contract type and levels both, and key takeaways. Coming to the main theme, the absence of the key skills often weakens negotiation outcomes, especially in the high stake contracts. This blog highlights 40 essential competencies grouped into 5 strategic categories that CEOs and procurement leaders should incorporate when forming the contract negotiation teams. While no single team member needs to possess all the 40 skills, a thoughtful distribution of these competencies based on the contract types or material involved can significantly enhance the negotiation effectiveness. Examples of bottled materials. Before listing 40 competencies, let me just share some of the examples in the context of manufacturing and engineering industry. Basic raw materials like steel, pig iron, steel bar stock, steel plates, non-ferrous materials, etc. Materials that need further processing before actual use, such as casting, forgings, etc. Bill of materials are parts of the end products that go into the manufacturing of the end products. For example, in the case of vehicles, tire, tubes, lights, fuel injection pumps, batteries, etc. Aggregate in the SKT semi-knockdown condition, such as engines, gearbox, axle assemblies, and so on, which need to be bought out. Capital items, plant and machinery items, and assets of all types, and office equipments. Cutting tools, jigs, fixtures, QC gauges. Non-production material like IT, ERP computers, printers, and other IT materials, packaging materials, consumer materials, sales promotion materials, administration materials, and so on and so forth. Few examples of the SITC type of contracts in the context of manufacturing industry are like, for the category 2, which is low value contracts, solar energy systems, heat exchangers, boilers, etc., and jacuzzi system. Category 3 type of systems are like capital expansion for existing plants, setting up the new factories, infrastructure projects may also be there, and they may also include civil manufacturing, electrical, plumbing, electronic, and telecommunication type of works, and so on and so forth. Here is a, in this matrix is a overall list of 66 technical processes in manufacturing engineering industry, which I have prepared based on my own experience and having handled most of these. Now it has got overall 6 vertical columns and 11 rows. So there are total 66 processes. Let me start with the row number 1. For the castings, manufacturing processes are different for different type of casting, like grand casting, malleable casting, ductile casting, and so on and so forth. Forgings, hot forgings, cold forging, upset forgings, press forging, etc. There are different manufacturing processes. Machining can be of several types like turning, milling, grinding, boring, and so on and so forth, going to this line number 5th. Then CNC machining, in fact all the processes mentioned above to be performed by the CNC machines. Then model machining processes like laser cutting, potajet cutting, plasma cutting, and so on and so forth. Electroplating like chrome plating, nickel plating, copper plating, etc. Heat treatment process like tempering, hardening, normalizing, carbonizing, etc. Metal joining like arc welding, gas welding, TIG welding, MIG welding, etc. And surface treatment like painting, anodizing, phosphating. So these are the overview of the 6 processes, and most of the engineering products are produced out of these processes, and desirable that someone in the purchase team or negotiation team should have these skills. So an overview of the 40 competencies necessitates that if there is any missing skill, the contract which will negotiate will be costly. Now negotiation and art backed by science, and when it comes to contracts, whether for supplies or for the SITC, having the right team with the right competencies is crucial. Overall, there are 5 type of competences out of which I have listed. Functional are 12 competences, technical are 4, which are primarily related to the quality standards. IT ERP related, there are 5 type of uh, competences which require leveraging data analytic ARB skills, etc. And leadership related 9 competences, legal 10 competences relevant to the industry. And by understanding these competences, you can strategically identify the skills required for different negotiation team members. Now, basic competences starting with the 12 functional competencies. So let me go back. So I am now talking about the type 1 competencies, which is functional 12 number of competences. So the basic knowledge of the 66 key manufacturing process, which I mentioned earlier, then basic knowledge of the cost elements and cost estimation skills such as raw materials, tools, jigs, fixtures, manufacturing variable cost, marketing variable cost, manpower cost, overhead, margin, taxes, etc. Then number 3 is rate analysis, bid valuation and action skills, payment methods, Incoterms, knowledge of the basic prices of the raw materials and vendors, vendor and contractors, technical evaluation skills, reputed vendor and contractors knowledge base, vendor contractor relationship management, logistics costs like for different modes like road, rail, ship, air, etc. Material control, inventory management skills, imports, licensing, customer clearance knowledge. So these are the 12 skills which are needed under the functional. There are different types of the skills. Now coming to technical skills, which are primarily related to the quality and standards, etc. Now, these are basic knowledge of technical processes, features of variety of the raw materials and substitutes required for this 66 manufacturing process I talked about. These are quality standards which are related to the BOTOT or SAT, such as applicable quality inspection standards, both local and international, inspection methods, sampling plans, type of inspection gauges, tolerance limits. Key quality aspects for the BOTOT items, the different type of uh, attributes for the quality such as physical characteristics, workmanship, technical properties, functional performance, endurance tests, etc. Then ability to read and understand drawings and specification, hard copies or AutoCAD, etc. Now these are the, of course, the total Dhobi list of the uh, competences required, but these may not be necessary at each level, which we will discuss. IT ERP competences. The 5 type of competencies have been listed. One is the knowledge of the ERP software for materials management, specifically relevant to purchase functions such as bidding software, purchase, inventory management, etc. Quality management software, vendor billing software. Knowledge number 2, knowledge of the Microsoft. This is of course a hygiene Microsoft Office knowledge. Then the knowledge of the IT security protocols like vis-a-vis vendors such as access nodes to masters, database of purchase orders, quality records, critical business process flows, knowledge of the various master like vendor master, material master, employee master, and algorithms, and knowledge of the audit trails which are relevant particularly for negotiating person. 9 leadership competencies. These are competencies which are actually applicable for any type of function: ethical frame of mind, team management, team development, and training skills, quality of the work, alignment of the organization objectives, effectiveness, speed, analytical mind, change management skills, risk management skills. Then the fifth type, that is the 10 legal competences, which are in the case of the negotiation person, the knowledge of the goods and service tax rates, basic requirements for availing the input tax rate. This may be applicable in any country. Import export policy framework, customs, custom tariff knowledge and HS classification, contract terms and condition, income tax deduction as applicable, standard of weights and measures, packing packaging related pricing, quality markings requirement, foreign exchange related regulation in the context of India, it is RBI norms, Apex Bank norm, and other relevant applicable to the industry for purchase and contract type of BOTOT and SITC. Who should be negotiating? What I am going to share is based on the best practices and which actually in my career I used to pursue that. Who should negotiate? A seasoned negotiator with deep functional knowledge and other skills set can secure a deal that not only meets the technical standard but also ensures favorable contract terms. Therefore, strategic benefits, it is suggested that a diverse array of professionals should be associated in the negotiation process instead of only one person from the purchase team negotiating it. These are: one is the core professional team. This primarily includes purchasing or contract engineer or professionals who lead the negotiation efforts. Two, the senior management members such as head of the manufacturing or head of purchase or contract can be considered. And three, subject matter experts. Now I'll talk about subject matter experts in the next slide. Now this is an overview of the who should be negotiating. Now who should be negotiating? There are different type of levels in any organization. These are, I put them broadly under three categories: lower, middle, lower level, which is staff, junior, assistant managers, and so on. Middle level, like managers, senior managers, etc., and higher level like general manager, directors, VP, vice president, etc., etc., etc. Now these will of course vary from company to company and depending on the size and volume of operations and product and service portfolio and the number of manufacturing plants and the offices and the countries where the products are manufactured or serviced. So levels can be associated with the financial authority norms and the nature of the buying and the values and these are governed by the what is called SOD principles, segregation of duties principles. Now subject matter experts which I talked about, these can be like technical professionals engaged in the manufacturing, quality control, process engineering, tools, jigs, fixture, process, etc. Finance and accounts professionals for inputs on duties, taxation, payment terms, etc. Particularly for the high value contracts, SITC contracts, and legal professionals who offer legal insight to safeguard the organization interest and help in drafting the terms and conditions. See, large organizations must have well-defined SOPs stating different financial terms for different type of material to be purchased or contract to be awarded. Now, I'm going to share 4 illustrations which are for matching the competencies with the contract types and levels both. And this is illustration number 1, say for the bottom parts of a vehicle plant which are high value A category parts like tires or batteries, etc., and so on and so forth. Engines. Now, competences. This table, there are 6 columns. First column is level. Second column indicates functional competences. Third is the technical and quality standard competences. Fourth is the IT ERP competences. Fifth is leadership competences. Sixth is legal competences. On the in the rows, I have put 4 rows. First is the competencies, which I have just copy pasted from the earlier, that there are functional competencies 12 required, technical 4 required, IT 5 required, leadership 9, and legal 10. In fact, required means that choose as appropriate as relevant to the type of the item to be negotiated. Then there are levels which I have indicated: lower, middle, and higher level, and you can put the levels as per your organization norms. So this is important to now read this uh, row number third, fourth, and fifth, which is lower, middle, and higher. Now, functional competencies for negotiating the high value A category items. It is desirable that lower level person, if it is being engaged, should have this knowledge. Middle level essential knowledge of these competencies is important, and higher level, who is going to finalize the price when it goes into thousands of rupees or dollars per unit of the material, it is vital. So functional knowledge of these competencies is vital. Technical quality standards, again for the lower level, they will have more in-depth knowledge, so it is vital. Middle level is essential, and higher level is desirable. IT ERP skills, it is desirable for each one of these levels. Leadership, lower level desirable, and middle level essential, and higher level of course vital. For example, ethics is the most important thing in this case. And legal, lower level desirable, middle level essential, and higher level vital. So uh, out of these 40 competencies, under each head, the negotiation team has to decide which competencies are relevant to the item to be purchased and accordingly choose out of 12. So all 12 may not be necessary, whatever are relevant may be taken. Similarly for the quality standards and IT, ERP, etc. Now here the need for subject matter expert in the case of bottled materials is desirable to invite technical experts of the technology of the material to be negotiated. There are 20, 30, 40 technologies which may be going as I have shared earlier. Out of which have 66 processes. Optional to invite financial or legal is as per the need of the organization. Now, the titles as mentioned, position and SOP authority norms can be as per the organization. Now, let me take this second illustration. This is for setting up of the high value projects, for example, plant for manufacturing of the vehicle or for the matter of any type of product to be manufactured. Now, again, the table is same as exactly as last time, and here please focus on the competencies required at the lower, middle, and higher level. For negotiating a high level vehicle manufacturing plant, for example, the lower level may or may not be present, but need based, if it is present, for need based competency required, middle level essential, and higher level vital. Technical quality standards, again, the middle level and higher level are vital and essential. And similarly for the IT, ERP, and leadership, essential and vital for middle level and higher level. So this, depending on the type of scenario, type of plant to be set up, the negotiation skills need to be decided. This can be decided by the by the uh, head of the purchase along with the CEO or CEO. Now, subject matter expert, it is vital to invite technical expert as per the package to negotiate, which may be having MEP type of work or civil type of work or telecommunication type of work, etc. Similarly, it is desirable to negotiate and desirable to invite the legal expert and the financial expert in such high value contracts. Now let's look at third option, third illustration of procuring for the IT ERP packages or software solutions or high value hardwares like computers and servers, etc. So here the functional competencies are necessary for the uh, essential for the functional level. In fact, this should be replaced, middle and higher should be replaced by essential and vital. And similarly, technical, the functional level competencies for middle and higher should be essential and vital respectively, like quality standards. Similarly, I have given the based my understanding, the criticality of the knowledge, the competencies required at different level, like middle level and higher level. And subject matter expert, yes, it is vital to invite the IT software experts because they will have a high knowledge about this. And desirable to invite the legal expert and the financial experts. Last one, the fourth illustration, which is a simple items like non-technical admin items like stationery or office items, etc. Here, functional competencies are just need-based. For lower level, it is essential. For middle and higher level, no need, no delegate, it can delegate it. And in fact, higher level need not be present in such negotiations if they are low value. And for lower and middle level, have been given where it is essential, where it is desirable. And subject matter expert are not necessary, but can be taken as required depending on what is being negotiated and the volume of that and the value of that. Now, eight key takeaways from this presentation are that before you step into next negotiation, remember: one, ensure your team covers all 5 competencies areas. 2, assign negotiation levels based on the contract complexity. And 3, leverage technology and legal insights to strengthen your positions. Now, if you want to dive deep into the mastering contract negotiations, then you need to explore my detailed Udemy course where I have given the breakup based on the real case studies and negotiation frameworks step by step for 5 real illustrations, real life illustration like water items, gray and casting, hot forgings and machine parts, and SATC, jacuzzi systems and passenger lift systems. You can check out the links which I am giving in the description in the next slide. Now, link is given here, and just for your understanding, see this Udemy course was posted on 20th December 24, which is about 3 months or so, and status of the enrollment is as below. As on 5th of April 25, there are 1400 enrollments and 4.8 star ratings by 58 students on a 5-point scale, and there are 1,38,620 number of views. Now, I'm also putting what I just wish to say is that those students who are not willing to, those professionals who are not willing to buy this package, surely, I'm giving you 2 presentations, and I have made so far 8 presentations on this professional course, which is 1,38,620 is the number of views with 3,996 hours of watch hours on 8 vlogs. And where the recording is about 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 15 minutes or so for contract negotiations. And there are 12.46 lakhs, 1.24 million is the number of views on my 82 vlogs which I have posted, which includes 8 This blocks for Udemy course and 74 related to the business ethics with the 845 watch hours. So this is interesting. I mean, professionals are liking this. So you can gain knowledge out of this, and I've given the links here, both for the my YouTube as also for the Udemy course. Thank you very much and happy learning.